Hello, I'm Krupa Srivatasan, Senior Director of Product Marketing for Cybersecurity Solutions at Infoblox. I'm here today to talk about how you can get return on investment of a solution like DNS Detection and Response. A DNS Detection and Response solution helps you detect and block threats at the DNS level, threats such as ransomware, phishing, domain generation algorithms, lookalike domains, etc. It doesn't stop there. It also helps security operations teams respond to events faster by providing information such as users and devices that are impacted by security events, and also automating response actions to those events. So in this quick video, we're just going to look at the ROI aspects. We have other videos that go into depth on what a DNS detection and response solution is. In terms of an agenda, we will take a look at the current situation and how the costs of securing an enterprise are skyrocketing. And then we'll go into details on 4 different ways that DNS detection response can help you save time and money. So before we go into the quantifiable ROI benefits, let's take a look at the current situation. Now, we all know, and it's no secret, that costs related to cybersecurity are skyrocketing even as we speak. There are many stats out there that talk about the cost of cybercrime. And according to Cybersecurity Ventures, by 2025, cybercrime would cost the world $10.5 trillion annually. This includes things like recovery, remediation costs, downtime, costs associated with data breaches, and lost customers and brand damage. Adding to this problem is also trying to find really qualified cybersecurity professionals who can keep organizations safe and who can respond to these events in a timely manner. There are about 3.5 million cyber jobs that are still unfilled in 2023, according to Cybersecurity Ventures. To hedge their bets, a lot of companies do take what's called cyber insurance, and those costs are skyrocketing as well. So all of these point to the fact that protecting against the bad guys is costly. So, anything that can help offset these costs are definitely, of interest to customers. And this is where DNS detection and response comes into the picture. So let's take a look at 4 ways that DNS detection and response can help you save time and money. One of the primary benefits of a DNS-based solution for security is that it shifts left the protection. It detects threats at the earliest point in the kill chain at the DNS level. DNS is the first point of connection from any device or end host. 92% of command and control communications happens via DNS. So when you leverage threat intel and analytics to detect malicious activity on the DNS server, you can catch a majority of those threats before they even reach some of the other solutions like next-gen firewalls and web security. This effectively offloads threat detection from some of those more expensive security solutions. It reduces the CPU usage on those solutions and gives them greater headroom to do other core firewall functions. This means that you can extend the life of those perimeter solutions, and maybe you can even do with fewer of those perimeter solutions if you put in a DNS layer security. This can lead to cost savings. Tolly Enterprises actually did a study on the architectural benefits of threat detection at the DNS level versus doing it at a firewall. And their tests showed that handling DNS threat protection placed a significant load on the firewall CPU, pushing the system to over 75% utilization. And when you offload that threat protection to a DNS-specific server, then you're instantly freeing up the CPU resources for filtering web traffic and doing other things. So there is some quantification that's being done on this particular use case. Second benefit when it comes to threat detection using DNS is a DNS solution can track adversary infrastructure, not just look at malware, but look at infrastructure that are set up by bad actors out in the wild and look for certain characteristics of those domains and see if they could be suspicious. Could they be used in phishing attacks in the future? Things like that. So you're basically, a DNS solution can look at intent to compromise before the actual attack starts. This helps the solution identify new command and control domains before the other tools. And this kind of DNS-based hunting approach can identify persistent threats, which is a unique approach compared to some of the other malware-focused solutions in the industry. So things like DNS-specific threat intelligence, suspicious domains, emergent domains, and coupled with AI/ML-based analytics increases the chances of preventing material breaches, which results in lower chances of getting fined, customers leaving, and also it reduces the chance of a negative brand impact. The third ROI benefit is the following, right? When security incidents do happen, there's always some user downtime associated with it. This could be due to interrupted operations, or the user has to send the laptop to IT for cleanup. And this remediation time is usually longer if that user is working remotely or from home. And as you all know, the current situation is a hybrid situation. Like, you don't always have users coming into the office. And so that downtime, the loss of productivity for that user when he inadvertently clicked on a phishing link and went to a malicious site and got malware downloaded, that loss of productivity can be more in today's day. Forrester found that when a DNS-based detection solution is implemented, customers were able to reduce that end user downtime by 47% because of the added protection that the solution provided on top of traditional endpoint detection and response tools that companies already had in place. And this amounted to about 1,897 hours per year, which is pretty significant when you look at the productivity of an end user. So this is another great example of where a DNS detection and response solution can improve productivity of the end user, which can obviously add to the top line of a customer. The fourth ROI benefit is more on the security operations side. Security operations teams often struggle to respond to all the alerts that they get on a daily basis. Organizations get typically tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of alerts every day. Realistically, only 4% of those alerts are investigated. And it is no surprise that it takes 270 plus days to identify and contain a breach, according to recent IBM reports. A big reason that these challenges exist for SecOps is because lack of visibility or easy visibility into which devices and users are impacted by a security event. Usually to get that information, they have to look at different logs, do correlation manually, and then figure out what is the device associated with an IP address, for example. And all of this takes time, and it adds burden to the security operations. With a DNS detection and response solution, security teams automatically get user and device information from the underlying DHCP and IP address management solution. An IP address management solution has this overarching 360-degree view and list of everything that's connected to the network. So you can quickly get information about an IP address. What device is it? What part of the network? Who it's assigned to by integrating with Microsoft AD, for example. You can get that information. Fingerprint information will give you what type of device it is. Is it a PC? Is it a Mac? Is it a smartphone? Is it a tablet? All this information is stored in the IP address management database, and SecOps teams can easily get access to that through a DNS detection and response solution. So they will know if it's a printer that is compromised, is it a CEO's laptop, or is it a guest worker who just left the building? So that level of information will be readily available for security operations teams, and that can relieve some of the burden that can overpower a security operations teams. Forrester Research also did a quantification on how much time savings this could provide. And there are a couple of things here to look at. One is the DHCP and IPAM data that gives you the user and device context helped reduce incident response times or investigation time by 19% because of all the additional information that I mentioned that's available in the platform: device type, MAC address, OS information, user details, physical location, network location, etc. The other part of the savings also came from the fact that using DNS controls helped reduce false alerts by 15%, because a lot of the stuff is already detected and blocked at the DNS level, helped reduce false alerts, duplicate alerts. And so overall, security operations teams were able to reduce their effort by 34%, 15 plus 19, right? So there is real cost savings when it comes to time and effort that security operations teams have to spend on an incident or an event. So that's it. It's straight and simple. 4 key takeaways. A DNS detection and response solution can provide concrete ROI benefits. It extends the life of your existing investments, such as firewalls and proxies. There is significantly less likelihood of a breach because of the DNS-based controls, and that can help reduce the likelihood of having to pay fines and reduce the likelihood of negative brand damage. It prevents user productivity loss. And finally, it saves a ton of time and effort for security operations teams. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.